Welcome to the Travel Coach Network podcast. It is I, Sahara Rosavor, the founder of the Travel Coach Network and the creator and instructor of the Travel Coach Certification Program. Today, I am so excited to bring to you Barbara Booth and Cornelia Quinn. They are the co-founders of GoBe Sleeves. Today, speaking on the podcast is going to be Barbara. Barbara Booth is a former NBC reporter and co-founder and CEO of GoBe Sleeves. She and Cornelia Quinn co-founded GoBe Sleeves with a mission to encourage people to travel more sustainably, ethically, and with less fear post-pandemic. Barbara, thank you so much for joining us today on the TCN podcast.
Thank you so much for having me. Such a pleasure.
Wonderful. Yeah. So if anyone hasn't really heard quite yet, Barbara and Cornelia and I decided to partner with the TCN. And in today's episode, you're going to hear more about exactly those reasons why and how a lot of our missions really align and our values align with one another. But before we dive into all of that, Barbara, do you want to share more about your personal background and maybe some of Cornelia's and where your passion for travel stemmed from?
Sure. So my passion for travel really just came from a natural yearning to embrace adventure and to engage with people from different cultures and to explore new lands. And I really believe that travel inspires us to try and see new things, and it challenges us and it takes us out of our comfort zone. And I think that's so important in our life, because if we aren't taken out of our comfort zone, we really don't grow. One of the biggest reasons I love travel so much is because it teaches us about humanity and it makes us appreciate others' points of view. And that's really one of the reasons we came up with GoBe and a lot of what's behind GoBe.
Perfect. And what about your background in the reporting and the news industry? Did any of that really inspired co-founding GoBe as well?
Absolutely. As a CNBC reporter, I did a lot of travel myself, and I also interviewed a lot of entrepreneurs who were doing really great things, and I learned so much from so many of them. I had the pleasure of working with Eric Ryan from Method Dish Soap, and from Sarah Blakely, who founded Spanx, and Sarah Kaus, who founded the Swell Bottle, and all of them were really on a mission to do something that changed people's behavior. And when my co-founder, Cornelia, who's also one of my best friends, came to me years ago with her idea of coming up with a tray table cover, because she was worried about her child who had special needs and had some autoimmune disorders, came to me and said, I really want to try to develop something that will help people when they travel, because I really believe that my son is getting sick on the airplane. And so when she came to me, I really thought a lot about it and realized that it's not just about a tray table cover. There's so much more that goes into it. And it's very much along the lines of so many other entrepreneurs. When they come up with an idea, it really goes so much deeper. And all of my reporting on all of these entrepreneurs really helped me. Although I always had the entrepreneurial bug, it really helped me to develop our business plan.
Yeah, I really resonate with that, where you talk about the entrepreneurs who have an underlying mission of changing consumer people's behaviors. And I know that's one of the reasons why GoBe Sleeves and the TCN really aligns too, because the TCN is there to help change traveler behavior on why we travel and really what it means for us when it comes to our well-being, our personal lives, our relationships, our businesses, and more. So that's really exciting. I do have to ask though, is there a favorite place that you've ever traveled to that really made an impact on you or that you just absolutely loved?
Oh gosh, one place that I've traveled to that's really, I would say India, because there's just so much that you learn about other people there, and it's such a humbling place to go to. There's so many people that are working so hard. and the country is so different from ours. It's there's just so much to learn from others there, and it made a huge impact on me.
I love that. I love India too. It's just so diverse in so many different ways.
Mhm.
I know that we briefly talked about GoBe Sleeves, but let's dive a little bit deeper into it. What exactly are GoBe Sleeves and who are they for?
Well, GoBe Sleeves is really, really for every traveler. We really had in mind that we wanted to make a product that was for every gender, every age, that would benefit everyone. So there's really no one age group or one gender that would, benefit from this. So what GoBe Sleeves is, basically, it is a tray table cover, and it's for airplanes, but it's also for trains and buses, anywhere really that has a tray. I was just on a ferry the other day going to Catalina, and there was a tray on the ferry. And so really, there's just so many different places you can use it. And a lot of people, because of the pandemic, became fearful of traveling. And I really feel that it's so, so important to never have that barrier, and that you should always lose the fear and enjoy the journey. And it's not just in traveling, but it's just in your life in general. So you can't let things stop you from growing. And that was one of the reasons we wanted to develop GoBe, and why it's called GoBe, because we want people to go be adventurous. We support the wanderlusters, the joy seekers, the get up and goers. We want to support everyone. And so it's really an eco-friendly tray table cover. We have 20 different colors and designs, and they fit universally over the tray tables, I'm sorry. And they're made out of plastic reclaimed from the ocean. So we're really trying to help in that aspect as well, to make something that is made in the USA and uses post-consumer plastic bottles. So the tray table cover just goes over the tray, and people will just feel less worried about the germs. And so it started there, but it goes into just changing people's behavior about traveling in general, and realizing that you need to be sustainable. One of the reasons is because the single-use wipes, there's so many that go into our landfills every single day because of the different flights. So there's 3 airlines that give out wipes, just one to every traveler. And if they give out just one to every traveler, that's 5 million a day that's going into our landfills. And so usually people use many more than just one single-use disinfectant wipes. And these don't break down at all because they're made of synthetic fibers. So these tray covers eliminate the use of these single-use wipes, and it's helping our planet that way. So it's more than just a tray table cover to make people feel more confident when they travel and have that extra layer of protection. It's also about traveling sustainably.
Yeah, I think that, sustainable tourism is on the rise. There's sustainability in general in the travel and hospitality industries is one of the hottest topics that has come out of the pandemic, or really amplified as we come out and post-pandemic here. And it allowed people over the past few years to really realize how valuable our planet, our nature is in our life. And that's where we're seeing a lot of travelers desiring more eco-friendly tourism, more sustainable, more responsible. So we're hearing a lot of these really key words in the industry. And I love that you're creating a product that is very multifaceted when it comes to your mission and the purpose of it. And you talked about helping people who are struggling with the fear of travel post-pandemic, because that was a huge topic and worry among the tourism and hospitalities companies as well, of how do we get people back on the road again, not only in business travel, but tourism in general.
Mm-hmm.
And so having a product that can just help boost our confidence and give us that peace of mind that we need as travelers, that is also making a positive impact on just the planet itself, but also helping us go be, like you said in your title there, go be whatever it is we want to be in this world, which is something so powerful that we in the TCN really talk about. The benefits and the purpose of travel. So I love all of that. For those who are not sure what ethical travel even is, can you just give a brief idea and definition of that?
Absolutely. Ethical travel means being mindful of the consequences that being a tourist has on the environment and the animals and the people. And that as a visitor, you need to make sure you don't have a negative impact on that environment. So traveling ethically means to really be mindful of where you're going and who you're having an impact on.
Absolutely. And something else that I do want to touch on is when I asked, who are GoBe Sleeves for? And you're very right on. It's literally for everyone and every type of traveler, every purpose of travel as well. And I know a lot of our listeners here on the TCM podcast are travel entrepreneurs, like travel coaches and travel agents who have the impact and the inspiration and the audiences to impact and inspire other travelers to be able to use products like GoBe Sleeves on their journeys, whether it's families. We have a lot of travel coaches and travel agents who work with different families who travel, who have young kids or kids in general. Business travelers, of course, that is one area that I am very passionate about, that helps give some of this traveler friction, as a friend, Scott Gillespie, always talks about in business travel. So those who are listening, if you're a traveler yourself, but your clients, those who you coach, are travelers as well. So think about GoBe Sleeves as something just to share along with them. And we're going to dive deeper into why this product also is just really fun in so many different ways too. I know that we mentioned right before we hopped onto this interview today, talking about how it supports your campaign to help support local artists. And from an artist myself, I think that's a really cool idea. Where did that idea come from and why?
Well, we really, we love the arts. Cornelia and I both love the arts, and we feel it's really important to support them. And so we have beautiful, beautiful patterns for our first collection. Like I said, there's 20 different colors and patterns. The way that GoBe works is that we have this patented case, and 2 sleeves come in a case, or you can buy them solo. So now we're heading into 2023 and we're thinking about our next collection. And we thought, here we are, we work with these beautiful graphic designers and we come up with these beautiful patterns. And there is reason behind these patterns that we do have. But we thought, how can we take it a step further? I'm actually now living in Massachusetts, in an area where there are a lot of unbelievable artists. They're so talented. And I thought, how can we combine, the talent and our product? So we came up with the idea of going to all the different hot travel destinations and opening up a competition to the local artists in those hotspot destinations and asking them to create a beautiful, just beautiful artwork that has the vibe of the area. So we started out in New England and we're really narrowing it down. We had a great response and we opened it up to the local artists of New England and asked them to create something that just gives that vibe. And we had a lot of entries and we're narrowing it down, like I said, and it's been a real success story so far. These sleeves that these artists create will go for our next collection. And so from New England, we're going to go then to California, to maybe Venice, to Hawaii, to Alaska, and try to hit all of the hot spots and ask the local artists to submit. And this way they have a chance to get national exposure on our website and have something where their sleeves, their beautiful masterpiece will be signed. Every one of their sleeves will be signed by them. So it's kind of a fun collaboration.
I love that. Like I said, I am an artist myself. I always have been. And so something that I really admire when I travel around the globe is seeing the artwork, whether it's the street art of the cultures, the patterns and the fabrics. Everywhere in this world, cultures are so diverse in their patterns, their colors,
Mhm.
their themes of their art. So I think that's really exciting. I can see so much growth and so many other possibilities that you're opening for different artists around the globe too, not only just in the States. Um,
Yes,
we
I
talked.
think,
Mhm.
sorry, I think that it'll,
That's okay.
really take off even more. The momentum is growing. And as, after we finish New England and we go to the next place, it'll just continue to take speed, it'll just
Yeah.
continue to catch on. And I think people will start to collect them because it's about travel, right? They love to go to different places. If New England is one of their favorite places or Hawaii is one of their favorite places, they're going to want to have one of those sleeves.
Yeah, that's also something fun to think about as gifts too when we travel, or as travelers ourselves, or travel coaches, travel agents, thinking about client gifts as well, thinking about different destinations that they're heading to, putting together preparation packages for them, and having a GoBe sleeve that is themed with the local artist of the destination where they're going. It's a really fun idea also.
Mhm.
We talked about the sleeves. Let's talk about the packaging. You sent me some GoBe sleeves, so I've got to see it firsthand, just how cool just all of it is. But let's talk about the packaging because there's purpose and meaning behind its packaging.
Right. We put so much thought into every part of GoBe. So the packaging itself is shaped like a hexagon. And the reason we did that is because one of the strongest structures in nature is the honeycomb. And when all these hexagons in the honeycomb are together, the walls, when they are put together, become so strong. And we believe that if everyone is mindful of each other, and we believe the success of sustainable travel depends on people changing their habits. So if everyone is stronger together, the world will be stronger. So when you put these honeycomb cases all together, it's like we're representing just all of us being mindful when we're traveling and making a stronger case for a better world.
Yeah, and that's another reason why the TCN aligns with GoBe Sleeves is just the deeper belief in just how powerful travel can be, and just the impact travelers can make on not only traveling on our own lives, but on the planet, on our relationships and other cultures and our connections. So I absolutely love that. Um, Tell us, is there anything else that you like to share with our audience of what GoBe has in store, maybe what your grander vision is, or any other fun things that you guys are working on?
Sure. Well, we're always, like I said, coming up with new patterns. But really, what we want to do is to be working with the World Tourism Council. The World Economic Forum is so involved with ethical travel. And we're so involved in that part of this. GoBe started out as a airline tray table cover and has grown into so much more. And one of the things that, like I was saying before, is that travel and tourism is growing so rapidly that international arrivals are expected to reach 1.3 billion annually by 2030. So the World Tourism Council is pushing to ensure that travel positively impacts communities and natural ecosystems. And so we really believe that GoBe has the power to start people on this path of thinking about the importance of sustainable and ethical travel. So we're taking a tray cover and we're creating a movement. And so that's really what's inspiring us to move and to do more. And our hope is that everyone will have a GoBe really to represent that mindset and that new mindset. So that's a lot of the power that's driving GoBe right now. We really hope to get companies really, really involved. I know a lot of companies have reached out to us already because they love the product. A lot of people are traveling now. Everyone's back at work. And companies are sending their employees off to travel. So a lot of companies are reaching out to us and saying, we like this product. We want to show our employees that we care about their wellness and we care about them and we care about sustainability. So, we want to put our logo on your sleeves. And so we're doing that, and we're working with our designers, and it's not just a logo on a sleeve, but we're actually creating beautiful patterns with their brand colors. So it's not just a logo on a sleeve, but we're actually doing patterns and beautiful things with them. And so the companies are loving them and putting them, also they're putting their logos on the packs as well. So we're really hoping that people are starting to see that it's an iconic shape to the package, and they're becoming noticeable. I go through airports, I see them on people's backpacks, because these cases can clip onto any carry-on. So it's really great to see when you get on a plane and you see somebody with one, or seeing someone walk through the airport. So that's just been mind-blowing to me so far. So we're just going to keep driving toward that. And we want to start collaborating more and more with companies that really care about ethical traveling and sustainability.
Yeah, I love that. And I cannot wait to receive some TCN ones too. So you'll be getting an order from me soon. And I love the fact that you're saying that you're playing with the brand colors and different patterns, because it's more than just slapping a logo in the corner of the sleeve, but having, fun with it too, which is fun for the company as well. So I love that all. Kind of to switch it up a little bit as we come towards the end here, is there a fun fact about yourself that you could share with our listeners? And it doesn't have to be business or travel related.
Oh gosh, I've been asked this question before, and one of the funniest things about me is that my personality is one that's very outgoing, on the verge of being an extrovert, loving to be with people, and new adventures, and really not afraid of trying new things. And the funniest thing about me is really that I was a nursery school dropout because I wouldn't participate with any of the kids. And I was the fourth child. I had three older sisters, and I was so attached to my mother that I had this separation anxiety from her. So instead of going in and engaging with all of the other kids, I took my chair and I'd sit by the door, and I was so defiant, and I would just sit there and wait for my mother to come and pick me up. And so everyone says, we can't believe this person who you've developed into came from this little kid who was so defiant in nursery school and couldn't deal with engaging with the other kids. So that's one of the funniest things, one of the fun facts that people don't know, that people do change in their lives, so that's one of the fun facts about me that I usually tell people.
I think that's funny. I've never met a nursery school dropout before.
Yes.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing that. Could you tell our listeners where they can learn more about GoBe Sleeves and follow?
Absolutely. We are pretty much everywhere. We are on Instagram, on TikTok, on LinkedIn, and on Facebook. And you can find us at GoBe Sleeves, GoBeSleeves. We also have our own website, of course, where everything that we have is on there to buy. We're having some great Cyber Monday, Black Friday, everything's coming up right now for the holidays. So that's at gobesleeves.com. So, and we are, thinking of branching out in other areas as well. A lot of sites for that corporations have us on for their wellness when they give their employees wellness bucks. We're on those sites as well. So, yep, pretty much we're attainable anywhere.
Nice. I love that. Yes, and I will be including all of those links where you can learn more about GoBe Sleeves, the website, social media links, and more in the show notes. Barbara, I want to say thank you so much for joining us today. I know Cornelia and you have created something quite unique and very exciting. So I and the TCN are so excited to be partners with you.
We're so excited too. Thank you so much for having me on today, Zahara.
Yeah,
It's been a
of course.
pleasure.
Absolutely. Well, this isn't going to be the last that you hear from Barbara and Cornelia and GoBe Sleeves, but be sure to follow us on Instagram at the Travel Coach Network, or learn more about us at thetravelcoachnetwork.com and send us a hello. We look forward to having you in our TCN global community, free on Facebook. You can find those links along with GoBe Sleeve links in the show notes. And don't forget to grab your free beginner's guide to travel coaching in there as well. If you know anyone who may be interested in travel coaching, please be sure to send them our way to our podcast. We truly appreciate it. And until next time, my fellow wanderers, bye for now.